Many species of birds, mammals, fish, insects, and other animals migrate hundreds to thousands of miles each year. They are following instinctual pathways in response to seasonal change. The start, middle, and end of each journey requires high-quality habitat to be waiting for each species to survive. While our restoration actions may feel local, migrating wildlife are a reminder that we are all tied together in a beautiful tapestry of ecosystems, cultures, languages, and practices.
This continues with not only the work of the photographers, but everything else that it represents, because truly it is what is represented in the photography that is going to be so life-changing for people who live in this part of Mississauga as well as elsewhere.
There's a real intersection of art and nature, and one of the things that morphology does is it says there's beauty in nature and that we should all appreciate it. I think Jim saw that.
The waterfront is a true draw. We have 22 kilometers of beautiful waterfront, 250 acres being redeveloped on the Lakeview site. The Jim Tovey was instrumental in really rehabilitating the land, bringing it back to nature, bringing it back to a shape where we can, create this beautiful new cutting-edge community that'll be livable, walkable, and also a place where people will work, have recreation, where there'll be culture, innovation, education.
Back in 2017, Jim and I were walking the lakefront in the landfill area. Jim said, I wish more people could witness the morphing of our waterfront. This looks like a sculpture garden. Within the next few minutes, Jim totally envisioned the concept of an evolving photography exhibit to artistically document the repurposing of waterfront from industrial back to natural.
I am unbelievably proud of Lee Tovey picking up the ball and running with it at an unbelievable pace and putting so much tireless effort into it. She truly is an amazing champion of morphology. What we want to make sure that we have is a legacy for years and years and years to come. This would be the destination to come to. It's the waterfront for everybody.
This project is bringing back the habitat productivity of this section of Lake Ontario. This is part of what our conservation authorities have been so brilliant at doing across Ontario. Part of what attracted me to work with Jim and how we became such good friends was his love of bringing the arts and science and nature together, and it was always a center for arts and culture and science. And this project embodies that. The look that the photographer's eye brings to it, those particular moments when light and water and lake come together, they're never captured in the usual kinds of situations I work in.
Without Jim's vision on the waterfront for the conservation area, it wouldn't be there.
Aloha, My name is Patrick Makuakāne, and I am the director of Nale Hulu Ika wēkiu, a Hawaiian dance school and cultural organization in San Francisco. Pele is the renowned deity of the volcano. She is the lava which courses through the earth, destroying and creating new land. Her sister, Hi'iaka, is the goddess of health and restoration, who begins the process of new growth after a lava flow. It is a never-ending cycle of the Earth's natural evolution. All Hawaiian deities are elemental in nature, represented by natural phenomena and the processes that occur in nature which give and maintain life. From time immemorial, chants were composed as potent reminders of our relationship to these elementals. This hula speaks to the dynamic life force that is Pele. That is all of us.
Sometimes I think about those places that have inspired me, places where I have felt the sublime strength of nature. Then I remember all the beings that have inspired my work, from microorganisms going through all the forms and designs of nature to the most imposing beings in an ecosystem. Will they have a bleak future, or there will be some hope to find the balance? I've been working as a wildlife artist for several years, and all this experience has taught me that we must take concrete actions for nature conservancy. Then, the question we should ask ourselves is, how are we going to support, or what are we going to do about it? How can we help improve this world? And some of the possible answers to these questions will be, for example, go bird watching, make more field trips with our family and friends, teach children care and respect for nature, and from our fields of work, promote environmental education. I started painting since I was 8 years old. My mom, who is also an artist, was the person who encouraged me to learn traditional techniques developed in the Renaissance and Baroque. For example, like oil painting, watercolor, and pastels. I think this contact with art history made me care for artists as Leonardo da Vinci or Albrecht Dürer and other artists who appreciate nature and connected it with their work. I was very influenced by Romanticism and Illustration that took place in 18th and 19th century. These times were characterized by an explosion of curiosity, a time of wonders, explorers, and fantastic stories, all the inexhaustible charm of natural history books. Through all my research in art history, I began to develop a style as an illustrator, always based on the scientific works of thinkers that I have admired, such as John James Audubon, Charles Darwin, and Alexander von Humboldt. In particular, I was inspired by all the work done by the painters of the botanical expedition directed by José Celestino Mutis, and later on the pictorial work made during the Choreographic Commission. In the process as a scientific illustrator, I acquired knowledge of biology and ecology, and little by little I realized the rapid process of disappearance of the species. For this reason, I decided to take the conservancy path. So with my husband, we found Arte y Conservación, which means art and conservation. One of our dreams came true because with this project we have been able to help nature, conservancy, with donations, publications, and education, We have supported this cause on programs related to conservancy of the same species that we illustrate. In these times, human beings have lost direct contact with nature. The details that nature shows us are infinite, and trying to translate it through art is not an easy task, so this makes each painting a challenge, where light, expression, and atmosphere play a fundamental role. I always try to look in my paintings for the spontaneous brushstroke and the chromatic qualities that are rarely perceived in a camera. I think wildlife art helps us to know better the world around us. As an artist, when I have contact with persons who are not related to biology and through art, I have had the privilege to show them diversity that can live in one forest or even just in one tree. And this makes me very happy. Every time I take my paintings equipment and go to the field to paint, I am looking forward to new things that I will discover. What will I learn today when I go into the forest?